What's up, Fish Room fanatics? Mike here with J&M Fish Room, covering, I guess, an introductory, if you will. Just wanted to go through and kind of put out there what I would wonder if I was watching someone's channel or watching them on a video, and figured I'd answer some of the more common questions that people would normally get. As for the fish room hobby, I've been doing it for over 20 years off and on. Um, Jess, the girlfriend, she's been doing it for quite some time as well, off and on, and it's a passion that we both have. So we kind of got into it together again and started hitting it real big here lately, within the last 6 months or so, and really kind of buckled down and got back into it. But I've had everything from 2.5 gallon tanks, a fish bowl, all the way up to the 60 that's upstairs right now. And we do plan on getting bigger tanks as well, 90s and 120s and 250s and what have you. But that will come with time. As I said before, we're in no hurry. We're doing this at our own pace just to make sure that we do it right. We're getting all of the tanks set up correctly, making sure that they're completely cycled. And the ultimate goal is to have the safest environment for whatever we put in there, be it shrimp or fish or snails, plecos, anything of that nature. We want to make sure that they're going to have the best chance of survival because they are a pet. They are alive. They are living creatures, so you don't want to rush into things and cause a disaster, I guess you could say, or create problems that can be avoided. Anytime that you can kind of prevent something from happening, it's always the best possible choice, in my opinion. So to do it right, what you would normally do is set everything up and be patient. That's the number one key to success in any type of environment is patience, especially fish keeping. For those of you that are in it already, and you guys already know this, and gals, patience is the number one thing. That you have to be patient. Nothing is done in a day. Raising fish up, the guppies that were in a previous video, they're only 2.5 weeks old. Almost 3 weeks old by the time this will be posted. And it's going to take them at least another 3 before they're truly starting to show colors and become more mature, and probably another 6 weeks after that before they can be sold. So it's a 3-month process from start to finish in most cases. Sometimes you can do it a little quicker, sometimes it does take longer. But just start to finish, it's about 3 months or so, and in that time, in that 3 months that goes by, your guppies are still going to drop new fry. So it's pretty cool to see life forming right before your eyes and the continuous cycle of life. It's one of the reasons that I'm still doing what I do in the fish keeping hobby, and keeping tanks. And it's because there's always something going on. There's always something new. There's always a chance to create more, and you get to watch that cycle, that life that develops, and know that you're partly responsible for that by providing the correct atmosphere and the correct genome for them to grow up and thrive in. Another thing that I wanted to go over is kind of why I created a YouTube channel and why I'm making videos. And there's a few reasons for this, and I want to be completely honest with everybody, which is my number one goal. First and foremost, the reason that I did create a YouTube channel recently is because I want to try to further educate people and bring more passion back to the hobby. There's a lot of people that are extremely passionate about it, but there's some that are just starting off and they may have had a bad experience and things didn't quite work out the way that they wanted to, and it kind of turns you off. And what I want to say to those people that's happened to is just stay with it, stick with it. No one's perfect. Things happen, just don't give up on it. Don't let one bad experience ruin it for you. If you're driving a car and you get into a car accident, you're a little timid at first to get back into a car, but you do eventually get it back in and you continue driving. And it's kind of a bad analogy, but it's kind of not, because sometimes we refer to a crash in the tank as catastrophic. If you have 100 fish and your tank crashes and you are out 100 fish, you've killed 100 creatures, and you feel absolutely horrible. But it does happen from time to time, and the most experienced hobbyists will tell you, you can't give up that easily. Stick with it. If things aren't working right, change stuff up, see what does work, what doesn't work, and ultimately just give it another shot. I will be providing tutorials and videos. Sorry, it's bothering me. I will be providing some tutorials and some different, just common sense things or basic things, I should say, not necessarily common sense, but some basic information on what to do right and what could be construed as wrong. Again, most fish keeping stuff is all about opinions. It's a very opinionated hobby. 40 years ago, people believed that things had to be a certain way and they had to be like this, otherwise it would not work. And then, 40 years later, every rule virtually has been broken and reestablished and rewritten. And 40 years from now, we're going to look back and go, man, some of these people just didn't know what they were doing. And it continues to grow, it continues to thrive, and it's the constant change that comes with it that's pretty amazing. But that's, like I said, first and foremost, it's just to rekindle the passion, kind of educate as much as I can. I'm by no means an expert. As long as I've been doing it, I'm still learning things every day. I don't claim to be an expert. I'll never claim to be an expert. And the people that do claim to be experts, I don't believe them. Only reason I'm not taking anything away from anybody and not saying that they're uneducated when it comes to fish keeping, but there's always so many new things that are out there that everyone's constantly learning. It's very difficult to become an expert in this hobby. And I honestly don't believe anybody ever will be an expert because, like I said, things change constantly. We're learning new things. Things are being redeveloped and redesigned, and for the better, for the worse. Doesn't really matter either way you look at it, but it's always changing. So to be a self-proclaimed expert would be silly. In my opinion, again, I'm not taking anything away from anyone that thinks they're an expert or describes themselves as an expert, but even when you have all of the basic things down and you are really good with pHs and you're really good with water status with, ammonia levels and nitrate levels and nitrite levels and spawning and temps and all that, there's always going to be something else that comes up. So just something to keep in mind. Like I said, I do want to be here to educate and help out as much as I can. Another reason that I am doing this is simply because I do enjoy the hobby. I got into making YouTube videos to share what I enjoy. Hopefully most of you will enjoy the same thing. I do find fish very peaceful, so I try to keep as many tanks as I can in my videos that I upload, but you will see some without them. To me, they're very peaceful to watch. It's a very peaceful process. It can be extremely hard work at times, but once you're done and you sit back and you look at it, you get to enjoy, the beauty of each and every aquarium that you come across. And again, it's always changing. It's always something different. Even if you look at a tank one day, you can look at it the very next day and there's something different. So to me, that's very cool. I enjoy that aspect of it very much. And that's part of the reason why I'm putting YouTube videos up now, is to kind of share that experience with everyone. Another reason that I am making YouTube videos is, of course, to further the hobby for myself and for J&M Fish Room. We do want to continue growing it as much as we can. We do want to have an extremely large fish room. And again, complete honesty, anything that is made from YouTube, any type of ad revenue or any type of donations or anything that is received to us from doing this will go to the fish hobby. It's not going to be used for any type of personal gain. You're not going to see any of us rolling down the road in a Lambo anytime soon. It's definitely not for that. It's strictly for the hobby. So, every little bit helps, as most of you will know that are currently in the hobby. You can never have enough. There's never enough fish. There's never enough tanks. It's a very addictive hobby, and that's, one of the, I wouldn't say one of the lesser reasons that I did it, but it definitely doesn't rank up in my top 3 reasons for doing it, even though I've only given 3. But I find, like I said, that honesty is complete key to doing anything like this, and anything that is, that does come from YouTube will strictly go towards the hobby. So we are located in the Midwest. Just more background information. As I said, we've got over probably 35, 40 years combined experience in fish keeping, and we do plan on releasing videos as close to every day as possible, sometimes 2 or 3 videos a day, especially being a newer channel. I'm going to get as much content out there as I can for you guys. There will be live streams that do come up in the near future, hopefully. So stay tuned for those, of course. And if you have any questions at all or anything that you feel I left out of that you want to know, please comment below. Let me know. I will do my best to answer them. And as always, happy fish keeping.